start getting some people in here. It's just that. Okay, that's fine. It's just randomly appear, right? All right, we're good. So I'm gonna go over a very long, well, actually I don't know how long this will be, but I'm assuming it's gonna be very long, session where I just go over through all of my matches from last weekend and criticize them and see what I can do, or like talk about the things that I could have done in most of these matches that would have been way more favorable than what I did in the moment, you know? So, with that said, I'm gonna get started. So that's not true. 7th, your face is a test. Don't make it too long. I might make it long. So we're gonna start up with this video right here. Wait. So this match is I don't know who these guys are exactly, but they were very solid. And they actually did some things that I didn't know you could do on this map specifically. I don't know if they meant that or if they just knew how this map worked in regards to the certain things that they did. But this is also a very fast match, so I'm gonna go through this very quickly, hopefully. A lot of stuff happens, just all in one. So we're getting to a round start right here. And I immediately go down to the ground to start placing cores so that I can make it way harder to like move around on the floor, right? Okay, so pause. This Titus, this Titus dashed, right? So I didn't know you could do this. Let's go back. So he starts the round on top of that like piece of obstacles right there, right, Nick? And then he's up here, so I assume that, let's go back. So I assume that he can't reach me from dashing at me, right? He's like literally up there. He lands on that building and he stays up there. So I assume it's safe to throw out another core. And then he just free dashes towards me. He like lock on dashes, and he like goes right through the floor. Well, not right through, but like the angle of his dash kind of moves him forward, and he basically just gets to me faster than I expected him to. So I ended up getting hit right here. That was pretty bad. I didn't really get my core out, so I didn't actually do my job at all. No obstacles here. Means it's free terrain for everyone to just go around and do whatever they want. I panicked and did hyperdrive right here. That was a bad idea. I probably should have actually, let's go back. See, he hits me, and you know, maybe me throwing out a Firaga would have been much more optimal. I'm kind of thinking of, instead, maybe I should have just did an Ultima right here. Last night I was thinking of a Firaga, but maybe an Ultima would have done the job better here, because then it would have made these guys it would have made it harder for these guys to move for a bit. So I panicked there because I was very annoyed that that happened. Right there, I was dashing forward towards Ace because I assumed that I would go under that. But due to how good the tracking is on that move, I just got hit. I really wanted to get through so that I could hit that Titus out, but yeah, as you can see, it didn't work. So he hits me, and he starts going ham. Right there, 7th just gets destroyed by Mr. Titus. I assume that his spiral cut takes longer to recover because I thought he was higher on the ground, but that was my mistake. So I did Blizzaga here. I assumed he wasn't near me because I wasn't looking at the menu map at the time. I already looked at it before, but that was my bad. I get hit there. 7th will come in to help me out. Or, whoa, not here. So, right here I accidentally put myself in a, basically an inescapable situation. So me being hit by this Titus, there is no way I could avoid taking that HP hit. The only thing I could do is avoid taking the HP hit from Titus. I could have probably dodged to the left instead of the right to make it take longer for that to hit me, but that was basically inescapable. There was nothing I could do about getting hit there. So, oh geez. So then, Titus hits me again. 7th saves me, but this is also inescapable for me. I was holding block this whole time, but that lightning was able to convert right off of Titus's stray hit. That's how much hit stun that has, by the way. From like me being hit, like he stops the hit right here because he gets hit. So me being hit to right there, to right when I hit the floor, that's how long the hit stun lasts. You have so much time to convert off of that hit. It's crazy. That's why Titus is so good. But anyway, lightning converts the hit. The core is right there. I kind of want to try to go for it, but lightning's on me. Everything's just going on like so. Everything is going on right here. So I see Ace. I try to hit him with a Firaga. That was a bad idea because I wasn't at the proper angle for it to hit. So you're gonna see he's gonna get a fire rifle off, and this is very bad thing for me to do. So instead of doing Firaga here, right? I do Firaga. The problem with that is Firaga's not gonna reach him in time. I was just panicking and like. I expected him to get hit by it. But what I really should have done here was I should have done Thundaga. Because Thundaga would have hit him. Not only is Thundaga faster, but I wouldn't have gotten punished for throwing a Firaga here. Because watch. I throw Firaga, lightning has enough time to hit me. Like if I did Thundaga, I could have seen the lightning way I could have recognized that the lightning was there way faster because I would have noticed that the hit registered. I was kind of so baffled in the moment that he dodged this, and it was so sorry about that. And it was so demoralizing just to see that he dodged that because I really wanted that break. I really wanted that break. So right here, I'm in a very bad situation. All 3 people are surrounding me. Is my mouse cursor on? Guys, real quick, can you see my mouse cursor? I think I forgot to put it on. I kind of need it on for this. Let me put that. Let me actually show that real quick. I never thought I would need it again, but it's a big oops on my part. Should have done this before I started. Oops. Yeah, I'm trying to get that fixed right now. I kind of forgot how to do it. Oops. Jeez, how did I turn this off to begin with? Oops. Anyone know how to turn the cursor back on OBS? Alright, screw it. I'm just gonna talk about it because I don't really want to deal with that right now. I should have done it before. So anyway, it's really bad, this situation right here. So I'm surrounded. Me and Wheels are basically surrounded. God damn it. The whole team is right on us. I Mighty Strike so that we can get a better reward off of a hit. But here's another bad hyperdrive I did. So this hyperdrive serves no purpose. Absolutely none. I don't know, like I did it so that because I was hoping that the lightning would get hit by it. I basically got into a bad habit of doing this a lot during the beta. But what I really should have done here was basically any of my brave moves, really. I could have done Thundaga. I could have done Firaga. I actually could have just done Ultima here, actually. That would have been a pretty nice thing, because it would have probably interrupted Crushing Blow. But instead, I opted for a useless hyperdrive. It was so dumb. It's such a bad habit I developed, and you're going to see a whole lot of bad hyperdrives throughout all these videos that I have. Because it's a bad habit that runs throughout every match. So here, I am once again surrounded by literally everyone, except now everyone has Killing Brave. So I have to be careful of everyone. I throw out an Ultima, because I really want them to not, like, hit me. I didn't expect that to interrupt Lightning's Crushing Blow, unfortunately. So I stepped, and I lost the game. Had I had the knowledge that that would have interrupted Crushing Blow right there, I probably could have evaded that fire rifle. But it's kind of semantics, because there was nothing I probably could have... There was actually nothing I could have done about getting hit here. Tidus was on his way. If I dodged the fire rifle, I would have had to dodge the Tidus, and then Ace was probably going to do another fire rifle. And both my teammates were like super far away from me, basically. Really hard stuff right here. That was such a terrible game for me. It all like... Oh, you see the cursor? Oh shit. Dang, it's been on this whole time. Sorry about that. So you see right here? This is the part I was talking about. So throughout this whole time where I threw out that bad hyperdrive, we were just all surrounded by this team. There is no escape. Someone was gonna get hit here. Anyone could have gotten hit there. It was such a bad, like, just that whole match was bad decision on top of bad decision on top of bad decision. And they all basically showed in how fast that match ended. It was so absurd. I played so terribly that match. So we're going to go on in the next one. Where's 2? There's 2. This one's a bit longer. So, this one I had to go over quite a bit because longer matches tend to have more decisions made, and more decisions made in like a very like stretched out period of time. So let me just fast forward through this. So this team is versus a really strange team. I don't know who these guys are either, but they were also pretty solid. They were solid enough to punish a whole lot of bad decisions made. So here we go. Round start, I throw Meteor just to have an obstacle obstructing their like dash, because this is what a shoot kind of has to do. A shoot's purpose is to like just make obstacles so that people are dissuaded from dashing in towards certain areas without getting hit. So we're just poking around, I'm making sure that they can't just go in for free. Sephiroth gets me because I dashed in way too far, and I thought that someone would hit him because if you look at the mini-map, I go in, I'm right between 7th and Wheels. Sephiroth's right here, so I assumed that someone was going to deal with him, but no one dealt. They tried, but I actually should have called out. I didn't say anything for like the start of this match, I'm pretty sure. So that was all on me. I should have called that out. Oh, hey, Sephiroth's right on top of me. Could you guys deal with it? Could you guys deal with this, guys? I could have just like said anything really. Sephiroth's on top of me. Like, team communication is pretty important. I could have also just used the quick chat. Like, hey, number 5 is right on me. Please get him away from me. I could have said anything and it would have helped. That's how crazy communication is for the most part. So I see the core. I go for it because nobody's targeting me besides that Sephiroth. So I feel it's a very important thing to do, like dash over everyone and be like, okay, I'm gonna go get this core. Because getting the core, if you get like, see, we got like basically 2 hits of the core, which is 50% of your summon gauge, which is a lot. So we won that core battle. Though the problem is I have to end up spending all this time going all the way back over to where the team fights are going on. So I'm basically out of the game for that whole entire period of me going after the core. Which is fine, but for the most part, when you're like in a coordinated team, you kind of want to all head towards the core so that you decrease the travel time it takes for like your third party member who's going after the core to come in and like start fighting. Because if you see, like, there's nothing I can do here. That's like my farthest reaching move, and I just tried to like interrupt Ultimecia, which was also a very bad idea on my part because there was no way she was going to get hit by this. Her zone of interest was over here where the team is fighting, not to where I was. So basically, there was no reason for her to get hit by that. And she didn't. So I basically just wasted my time. I throw out a hyperdrive. And it hits. But, wow. I kind of forgot. So most of the time I throw out a hyperdrive, I usually tend to get hit. But that Garland had like the most opportune time to hit me, and he just kind of didn't. He wanted to dash forward to confirm that he hit me. He could have just pressed circle right there, and it would have punished me, like straight up broken me. So that was a bad thing on my part. It didn't go punished though, or rather, it didn't get punished. So like, I throw out a meteor, but Ulti's pretty prepared to just throw stuff at me. Good thing nobody was around to confirm off of that. Because she held me for quite a while. She did get a lot of damage off though, which I then decided to get hit by for doing a move. See, this is this is how much all these bad decisions just end up coming together. You make a bad choice, you then get hit for 2,555 bravery. You know, it's kind of everything that happens in like one match of Dissidia happens for a reason. And when it happens, you very clearly see like the fruits of your despair, basically. So after I got hit, I had to do something because I got off a good Mighty Strike, but Sephiroth basically just put me out of the game for a while with that Heaven's Light. Sent me so far away. So I try to come back and throw some Firagas. But I'm also kind of... Here's another really bad hyperdrive. So this also served no purpose. You see that obstacle? You see this big rock? I'm going to point it out right now. See this big rock? That rock right there? There was just basically just blocked my hyperdrive. I shouldn't have even done it. I should have just continued going after like Ultimisha or continued being in the sky. So that was my bad. The most optimal thing would have been going after Ultimisha, to be honest. But semantics. I could have done anything better than hyperdrive. So I go ahead and hyperdrive again because I'm just like, why not? I really want that Ultimisha out of the game. I do it successfully because it's very strong hyperdrive. You end up just spinning. Kefka just spins around, unlike most wave HPs where people just clearly are targeting someone and they're facing their direction. Kefka just spins around like an idiot. So it's very hard to tell whether he's targeting you or not. That's why she got hit. So I try to like go after that Sephiroth by throwing a Firaga at him. I get punished because Garland is literally right there. Good thing that Ultimisha could not pick up after that. Because that was definitely a death right here. If she had like any other HP, that was definitely death. Nobody was nearby me either. Like look. See, 7th and Wheels are all the way over here by the court. They are nowhere near me. I don't know why I thought that was a very good idea. The worst possible thing I could have done. Dash right into the team as a shoot. We do get off summon because they didn't actually kill me. So that's the good part. Gotta get back to being gotta collect yourself somehow, right? Problem is that when we started summoning, you see this Garland over here? He's gonna kill Wheels. I remember actually mentioning this to Wheels too, I think. I'm like, oh shit, you're about to get hit by Garland. And like, I think he said something about stepping. 7th was like, yeah, you're good. And then he wasn't actually good at all. The problem with Earthquake is that if he hits you, like, if he starts it, like, and you're dead center in the middle of it, you can't step out. It's inescapable at that point because of how big the AoE is. So, I couldn't see necessarily where he dodged, but it was basically guaranteed to hit him at that point. So I tried to do a Heartless Angel here. I get it off. I start throwing Thundagas. She really... If I did literally anything else, she would have killed me. But it's a good thing I did Thundaga there. That was a good idea. Here's another really bad hyperdrive. It gets blocked by this rock right next to me. Because that dude dashes right behind the rock. He probably noticed that I was going to start it and decided to go to where it was safe. Which is a very good decision on his part. Bad decision on mine, because why would I do a hyperdrive right next to like 2 rocks, you know? So here, Sephiroth punishes me for going for that. He actually gets a double hit, so that means he got like way more bravery than he should have off of that situation. Good thing that wait, I don't think 7's in this one. I think this was Ace. Oops, my bad. So Ace gets the hit. He has 3k Brave. He's pretty good right now. Unfortunately, he gets tagged by the Garland. I really wanted to do something, but I like neglected Ultimisha. So she was able to get that hit off of me. So I go in, I try to combo off of Ramu. I'm way too late. So I held it. I probably should have held it for longer. But I assumed she was going to step instead. She dashed away. That was a pretty good decision. Because there was nothing else I could have done to like catch the dash. Not at that range, anyway. So here, I'm in a bit of a predicament. Garland's right there. Ultimisha's right next to me. The good part about it is that Ace got the kill on Garland, so I didn't have to worry too much about that. Again, another really bad hyperdrive. So I fall. I'm like, I'm gonna kill this Sephiroth. I don't have the brave to kill that Sephiroth. I have the brave to kill Ultimisha. Though I think this happened quite often. I would see that I have killing bravery on somebody, and I would instead hit square first and then lock off. Simply because I got so used to just doing hyperdrive and it like just landing, because people got hit by it most of the time if they didn't see it coming. So yeah, that was another bad decision. He was out of range too, because I didn't even hold it. So now I go for it again versus this Ultimisha. She knows exactly what to do. She's super high in the air. She doesn't need to do anything. She could just dash away. So I was basically outside of that team fight. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I try hyperdrive again. This time I get her, but I also get hit by that Sephiroth? Yeah, Sephiroth. Giving him so much bravery. It's a good thing he tried to do what I do and like just go up and HP people, but he's Sephiroth, so that doesn't really work out very well for him. Good thing Ace was there to stop that. I mean, if he didn't stop that, they would have missed anyway, but... So hit Sephiroth with a very good Thundaga. Kind of just going around. Overall, decisions made here aren't very critical because nobody's fighting each other. That Earthquake was totally not going to hit. I think he thought that it was going to wall rush, but it didn't. I do another terrible thing. I think that this hyperdrive is going to hit. It totally didn't. It was never going to hit. Like that wall, he was so over that wall it was not going to hit. If he was a little bit closer to the ledge, it would have hit, but... So I go, try to stop this Sephiroth from summoning. Ultimisha's still summoning, though. So is Garland. So I just kind of, like, try to whittle this guy's bravery down. Ace managed to get the hit. Because they started summoning, I was just like, alright, I got a Heartless Angel here. So I get it off successfully. So they're pretty much down. They don't really have the offensive capabilities at the moment to do anything because of that Heartless Angel. Because I got all three of them. So they were asleep for about 3 seconds. 2 seconds? 2 seconds. And they basically had to wait to do anything about this summon here. Things going good. Everyone's far away. They're not getting hit by any of the 7 hits. Garland was really desperate. I just start throwing Firagas at him. I get broken by the Sephiroth, which is woof. I should have been paying more attention to him. Because I did look at him. I was like, alright, that dude's close to me. But I didn't notice that he started locking on to me after I threw that Firaga. My bad. So here, we are all like surrounded by these guys. At the start of Mega Flare, I got hit by an HP hit, so I was pretty much free to get out of that laser. But Wheels and freaking Wheels and Ace, they couldn't really escape. Wheels couldn't deal because he died. Ace totally couldn't deal because he got snatched up by that beam. He didn't get hit though, so I was able to just dash away and regen myself. They're all trying to kill me here now. You see all these people right here? They're all trying to kill me. At the very least, Wheels is trying to prevent that by being next to me. But I dashed away from him because I really wanted to go in and take away their bravery, especially that Sephiroth's. So I go in, and I try to go super ham with this hyperdrive. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna totally hit her. But I should, if I wanted to hit her, I should have held it, because she just dashed away. So it was a pretty bad decision on my part to do this. So now I'm right here. This is basically inescapable. I had no dash meter. I chose the step. Even if I dashed, like he was already in the middle of Earthquake, so I would have got hit by the far end of Earthquake right there. Because Earthquake's hitbox is very big. Like you see this... Hold on. You see this part of the rock right here, that pointy part? That's like way further than you think it would be. It also reaches super high. So overall, there were some like pretty good decisions made here, but if you make too many mistakes, it doesn't really matter how much like good stuff you do. If you basically just stack on all these negative, like all the negatives in the match, you have to do something really good, like absolutely good, in order to come back from that. Alright, third game. This one's also a very quick one. This one is a big example of what to do and what not to do in like a match as well. Let's fast forward. So this is versus Cross's team. I don't know who the other two people are, but I know one of them is Cross. So Ace has like Blizzard Bomb, and the other two just basically have like their starting HPs. So beginning of the match, I throw out a Blizzaga for some reason. That was a bad idea. I think I probably tried to go for a Meteor here, but I neglected to hold forward for some reason. So I go ahead, start up the Meteor. I kind of just dance around waiting for a hit. I see an opportunity to throw out a Blizzaga. It lands. Set up cores. All that good stuff. I get hit because Ace's cannon laser is very good. And overall, this is just poking until right here. Right here, everyone's all in everybody's like faces right here. Everybody's in. You see, this isn't the situation you want to happen at round start. 2 people surrounded by 3 people. So I got a whole lot of bravery from like this whole situation, but I ended up losing it all anyway because I get hit by Ace's cannonball. So did Wheels, so he got basically like so much bravery. He went from 1,432 to 2,586. He got 1,000 basically. So now he has like literally so much bravery, he doesn't have to worry about like just going crazy. That's another bad hyperdrive right there. See that move? See where lightning is right here? She's right next to me. Right next to me. She's coming over here. She sees the hyperdrive, so she just hits me. Bam. I took way more damage than I should have taken. Also, don't ever do this. That person got hit by this Ace. He got hit by that white whirl. And I decided to go in on him. This is a waste of time. They're invul for like that entire duration. You can't do anything. They could just walk out of anything that you try to do here. Like, see, he just stepped through. Step doesn't normally have invuln. But because... Actually, no, it looks like he dashed. Yeah, dash doesn't normally have invuln. But because he just, like, got up from being hit by an HP attack, he could just dash through it. There was no point in me doing that. I wasted so much time. Ace's Vaughn died because I decided to go do this instead of doing anything particularly useful. I ended up dying because I completely ignored the ace that was right next to me doing Blizzard Bomb. Wheels is totally about to die. We have to do something about this. So I panic, hyperdrive, because I really want to get them, like, someone stunned. But that was a bad idea, because this hyperdrive, it wouldn't have hit anything anyway. See this hill? This hill blocks hyperdrive. I get hit, get broken. Basically, everybody has the tools to kill Wheels. This is their win condition right here. The good part about it is that they didn't even need to use it because they like Cross had 2 win conditions here. He either could hit Wheels or he could hit Vaughn. He hit Vaughn because Vaughn was like all the way over here. So you see Ace. I'm going over towards Ace because I'm like thinking that he's gonna stay up here, but he dashes all the way down to the ground where everybody else is, and he dies because he dashed in by himself. I kind of expected him to like stay like up here so that he wouldn't that wouldn't happen, but unfortunately I don't think I conveyed the message to him. I think I remember saying, hey, I'm gonna go help out Ace real quick, like to Wheels, because Wheels was like pretty much far out in the distance at that point. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go help out Ace. I see, and then like the next thing I noticed, oh, hey, we lost. Where was Ace? Oh, he's on the floor getting destroyed by Cross. All right. So yeah, a whole lot of things that could have been done way better there. So how to basically optimize this? You see that? Like this whole situation right here? We could have prevented this if I just like dashed way further out than I should have. Wheels got hit, so he got sent over here. But it's okay for the most part because they were all... They weren't really paying attention to him. They weren't that like... Despite him being over there, they should have paid more attention to him. But they didn't. So if I had just literally dashed out way further than I did, we could have totally evaded Ace having like 2.8k bravery and just being able to like hit anybody with a Blizzard Bomb. Right here, if I had just dashed, like literally if I just dashed straight forward to right here where like all the hills are. Well, yeah, right there where all the hills are, we would have been nice because I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have gotten broken. I wouldn't have taken like 2.7k. Overall, a whole lot of big bad decisions were made. Whew. Anyways, on to the next match. Whoa. Oh yeah, this was 3. Oops. So this, I don't remember this match. I took like a bunch of mental notes and like went over like all of these matches, but I don't remember this one specifically. This is weird. I do remember this one going very badly though. I think it's because Mr. Seventh here dashed into the forest, and I didn't go after him, if I recall. Because this is on Cornelia. Alright, so I start the match with Meteor as per norm. Because Meteor is just a very good you can't do anything about going into that area tool. I set up cores here, but there's no point in setting up cores here. This is actually another kind of waste of time move. Because nobody wants to come down here. Like when you start down here, nobody wants to come down here. The only time you want to place cores down here is when someone's trying to like rush you down. But nobody tried to do that. Everybody was staying up there because it's way more... It's way better to just stay around there than come down and potentially get yourself wall rushed, you know? Because this sort of area right here, there's just a wall behind us. So if anybody tried to do anything, they would just get punished into an HP for free. Like, there's no reason to do it. Oops, sorry, hold up. Didn't mean to do that. So I acknowledge that they're not going to come down here, so I do my best to get up all the way on top of this hill. I see Tidus just going crazy, like making a whole lot of distance from him to the ground, trying to fly. So I start to just like straight up ignore him because he has Charging Assault. He doesn't have Spiral Cut. Get hit by Cannon Laser. I should have just stepped instead of going for another Meteor. Actually, I probably could have done Blizzaga here. It would have been nice. I would have gotten a nice hit from that because he was in range to get hit by the final part of it. So that's a thing that I could have done instead. I throw another Meteor out. Again, I get hit by Cannon Laser. I'm looking right at him too, and I'm just like, hey, let me put a core right here. Like, I know what he's doing, but I thought that throwing a core out there would be a very good idea for some reason. Like, I could have just dashed in, jumped a little bit, and maybe did like a Firaga or something. Actually, Firaga would have been perfect in that instance, because then he would have had to like forcefully dodge out of his Cannon Laser and waste some time that way. Again, I throw out an Ultima. It hits, but I chose to step and dash when I saw Ace doing Cannon Laser. Like, Ace is just getting brave for free. I'm feeding here. I'm feeding him all that bravery. So we go over towards the core, because we noticed that we're pretty much losing this battle. We need to win something. We didn't even win the core, because Garland flared it, and Ace threw a Cannon Laser at it. So we didn't even win that. Overall, this match is going really bad. This was all my fault, because I let that Ace get 4K basically. I tried to do something about that, like 4K, by throwing a Blizzaga here, but I couldn't interrupt him out of Fire Rifle. I should have just did nothing. Because I did do 1,000 damage to him, but it didn't matter because he hit me with this HP attack already. So, I actually don't know why this happened over here. So 7th gets a Fang and Claw. It seems to miss. No, he hits Tidus with it. It just looks like he missed because for whatever reason, like on my side, it looks like Tidus is straight up right outside the range. But unfortunately, because he did Fang and Claw, he was open to getting punished by Garland. I should have thrown like a Firaga at Garland, not done Hyperdrive. He was prepared to like take the Firaga, but I was close enough for that Firaga to hit. I should have just did that instead, gotten the break. Instead, he just took 1,000 damage. It's fine. So I go ahead, put like a whole lot of pressure on that Garland. I ended up hitting him. Overall, everything's just going really well here. And now, you see wheels right here. We go after the core. 7 keeps getting like hit into this forest area. He realizes he's in the forest and he tries to leave. Garland puts him back in. So we were distracted by the core at that point because we really wanted to at least win something here. But because we did that, we kind of neglected poor Mr. 7th here. He's just like off on the wall of the forest. Doomed to take a million hits from this Garland. I go in, try to stop him. I didn't expect the Tidus to go do that. So at the very least, I'm like, okay, I noticed this guy's gonna try to summon, so I throw a hyperdrive. It's gonna hit. But overall, this match is very... If we do come back, it's gonna be very hard to come back from because they just won like so much. They have like they're up 1 stock. They have a summon out. It's a good thing that nobody was in that forest because they go in and buff themselves. I throw out a Heartless Angel to just basically keep a wall between me and those guys. This is another use for Heartless Angel. You just be like, hey, don't come near me. Don't come near anybody. That Garland was close enough, so... I threw some Pyragas at him. Overall, we're just running away. Trying our best not to get hit and lose. Oof. That was kind of a good hyperdrive, actually. I ended up hitting both like Tidus and Garland in that instance. It didn't really matter because they have regen on and that's like 137 damage, but for the most part they were out of the game for a while, so we could have went in on ace. I think I mentioned going in on ace, but I don't think I conveyed that message very well. Overall, things start going really well for me because Ace just like loses most of his bravery to my like Fyraga, and I gained a lot. And I'm just over here being like, "Hey, I have 2k brave now. What you gonna do about this, son?" Oh, I punished that Tidus super hard. Unfortunately, Garland was over there getting like his Soul of Chaos reinstated. So, and here's a bad thing. So I had interrupted Garland's in the past with Thundaga. So I had figured that if I let go, I would have interrupted him. But I ended up not doing that, actually. I just straight up got hit. I could have totally evaded that by doing anything else. This was actually a very costly kill. Yeah, as you can see, they killed me. I'm out of the game. I can't do anything about this team fight going on over here. They just win. I should have just stepped away. Actually, I probably shouldn't have even dashed towards Garland at all. I could have just dashed away, like towards the direction he was dashing instead. That would have been a way better decision to make, but hey, what happens, happens. Okay. Next video, analysis 5. This is against the same team earlier, who is just overall really solid. I don't know if they're Japanese or not. I don't know if they're like NA. The connection is actually really smooth with them, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were just NA or something. So start of the match, instead of throwing a meteor out immediately, I noticed that there's not really a point to doing that, and I just dash forward a bit. I go up to the high ground and start placing cores, because this is a pretty good place to start placing them at. Lightning tries to come at me. I noticed this. Made some pretty good decisions overall at the start of the round. I'm guessing she got hit by my core. That's what it seems like. Yeah. Oh no, the T just got hit. I get like 1400 bravery, land a hit on that ace. Things are going pretty well so far. I don't really know how that Blizzaga missed, but it was like they were right next to me. I'm not sure. Maybe it was rollback. So here's a bad thing. I tried going for a Thundaga here. I should have just released it there. I would have interrupted like that lightning if I had just released it. I didn't need to like charge it up all the way. Because due to the fact that I charged it up all the way, that ace was just able to cannon laser me. Got 400 brave for doing nothing. Literally. At the very least, I capitalize on this and get a break on lightning. So I try my best to land an HP attack after getting that brave, because getting a 1700 hit is like at least ideal for me. Taking someone's brave or HP down by about half is for the most part a very good decision. I missed anyway though. Mostly because I didn't charge it. If I charged it, I probably would have been able to hit that ace out of his fire rifle after he like landed it. So that was something I could have done different. So the corresponds. Everybody is around it. I tried to take it with my Faraga. We basically won that core. I should not have hyperdrived. What I should have done here was I should have done Blizzaga. Because I did hyperdrive takes too long to like cast out. So I couldn't interrupt him out of Spiral Cut anyway. I should have just did Blizzaga, taken away at least like 400 of his bravery or so. And he wouldn't have gotten the kill. He would have gotten interrupted actually. So big mistake on my part here. That was not a very worthwhile trade. I think he kept through my Blizzaga with this full slide, because I think he still hit after I hit him with this Blizzaga. Yeah, he did. He just didn't get that much bravery because of the fact that I hit him with Blizzaga. I noticed that Lightning's gonna try and like do something, so I just hit her out of it. I don't want any of her business. And I actually could have just not gotten broken here by doing literally anything else. I could have just like stepped away and did Blizzaga. Instead I stepped towards Ace and he just cannon lasered me in the face. I basically gave him 2 win conditions, because Ace has 3400. He lands an attack versus Wheels, dropping him down to like 100, and bam. Lightning takes the kill right off of 7th. We lose. Overall, a lot of or a lot of critical mistakes, but for the most part, a lot of the small things we did like succeed at. But those critical mistakes, man, kind of shows like if you make a minuscule amount of good decisions, how badly a thing can do, a match can go if you make a big mistake like that. Like I totally should have just interrupted that spiral cut instead of going for hyperdrive there. All right, next match. Analysis 6. This is versus Marvel's anime, basically. On this, like, this, I hate this stage so much. It's so small, and it has, not only is it so small, but like this stage has 3 like levels, and they all separate each other. The lowest level is like super low to the ground, mid level is like a bit higher, and then the highest level has this cliff at the end. So it's like the highest level was split into 2 parts. So there are just like so many ways something can go wrong on this like on this specific stage. Because nowhere is safe. Nowhere on the ground is safe. You want to be up in the air for the most part. Started around, I throw out a meteor. I really don't want people to like do anything to me, so I throw out a very useless hyperdrive. So, well, let's go back. See, this isn't going to hit anybody. They're all behind like a wall. Super far away. Can just dash around, dash away from it. Managed to get away from the cannon laser, but I ended up just positioning myself horribly. I dashed towards Garland because I felt that was a very good idea to keep this from happening, you know? But it seems like the 7th Garland got hit by cannon laser or something. Because he tried to do something. He got 1 hit, but it didn't interrupt. So I'm pretty confused as to what happened here. I can't really tell. Hold up, let me full screen this real quick. Yeah. I'm guessing he just, hold up. Yeah, I don't really know what happened. I guess he got interrupted by accident, but that doesn't make any sense. Oh well. But yeah, he didn't interrupt like the Fang and Claw like I thought he would. I should have said something, be like, hey, Kane is right on top of me. Can you make sure I don't get hit? Because he was right over here doing nothing. Like, he was totally open. I just needed to mention something. So that's another, like, time where communication was a big issue. So far so good. They're just fighting over here. Nothing too big's going on. No real terrible mistakes on part of the party is just like fighting each other. Here's a bad idea. So I'm a shoot character. Why am I dashing in here? Like, I don't need to dash in. I have like super good range. Why did I even do that? I really wanted that to hit, but like there's no point in me going that far in to hit, you know? A lot of crucial mistakes here. Seventh tried to like stop, like do something to stop that, but there wasn't really much he could do. The whole team was right there, could prevent him from stopping basically. And now I'm at like, what, 100 health? Yeah. And then I panic and do hyperdrive and get hit. Like the optimal decision here was to just dash away. And instead I did that. But you can see what I mean by Earthquake's really big hitbox here. As you see, the rocks didn't even hit me, but like the hitbox goes up right past the rocks. Very good vertical hitbox. I go in, try to mess with Kane because he tries the Fang and Claw. Seventh. Wait, no, he tries the Fang and Claw wheels. Oops. I try to throw out a hyperdrive to keep him away. Actually, I try to score the double kill here because you see Garland right there. But I'm guessing I just evaporated Garland's Earthquake Rock. Yeah, that's actually what happened. I clashed with Earthquake, so I didn't even get to hit them at all. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. Because that was his Earthquake. Oh, I see what happened. Seventh comes in, does Earthquake. Kind of prevents me from killing. Oof. That was a bad idea. That was a... Man, I'm watching a video and I like just couldn't tell for a moment. So I get off a good Bioga here. Oof. Sorry about that. I get off a good Bioga here. I try to interrupt Kane, and I do it successfully. I kill him, but then, well, no, I kill the ace. Sorry about that. I kill the ace. And then I try to hyperdrive again. So I also developed this bad habit of when I get a big hit, I go for another hyperdrive to like, you know, prevent myself from getting broken. But that was a very bad idea because he was literally right next to me and could do Fang and Claw. And that was the game-winning Fang and Claw. Thundaga probably would have worked very well in that like regard. I could have just did that. Actually, I could have guarded. So he's up in the air. Actually, no. I would have landed on the stairs. I would have got hit if I guarded. So basically, I should have just did Thundaga. Would have prevented that situation. Actually, probably would have set up for wheels here because he's right next to me and Jonah. You know what happens. I forget what we're on. I'm probably on 7 now. Halfway through. Hold on, let me tweet this out real quick. Hold on, let me do something real quick. Sorry about that. Let me turn the window capture back on real quick. Okay. Seventh video right here. This is a very long match, and I don't think it's necessarily a very bad one. I think that it could go really well, or it could have gone very well, but this match ended up being a timeout, just like straight up a timeout match. And this was a big timeout because it was mostly from a big mistake on my part. Hold up, let me do something real quick again, because it was a very big mistake on my part. And you're going to see why I say it was a very big mistake on my part, because whew, the timeout could have very easily been a win on our team. So let me turn this back on. Oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have that on. Alright, so round start. I jump. I think that was a misinput for the most part. But I get myself hit by that cannonball right there. Just trading blows for now. Setting up, doing shoot stuff, making sure that they can't just get on my teammates for free. Kind of angling myself so that they're more towards the wall, so that if we do get a punish, we can just start going ham. I start going in, but I really shouldn't be doing this. They have the higher ground. There's no point in dashing all the way up here. That is another pointless hyperdrive. I had to let it go, but it didn't matter for the most part. It would have only been 500 damage anyway. I noticed this core. Everybody else is kind of just like team fighting over here. I noticed that, but nothing really terrible was going on. I land a hyperdrive that literally did nothing, no damage. Then I get myself killed because I think Dinah that was just decides to snipe me with fire rifle. Overall, a very bad idea of me for to just go in and do this. I'm just gonna say right now that every kill in this game is done by me doing something stupid, except for that one. Like, I was so close to actually just throwing the game by running into that fire rifle. You have no idea. So now I have like super low health. This is a very problematic situation. I then mention to everyone that we should probably run away. So I interrupt Cloud of Darkness, and we end up like just straight up getting out of that, getting away from that wall, because we cornered ourselves in there. And now we're back to this whole poking game. And it was at this point I realized that, hey, we could probably go after the core. Because this core is free. All three of us are on the side to get it. I threw out the Heartless Angel there, just straight up create a wall between me and like the core. I managed to get Ace because he like dashed in too far. We get a free summon basically. And now we have all the chances in the world to bring this back. I try my best to like snipe people with this hyperdrive. Unfortunately, it misses. I was way too hungry for that hyperdrive, but it's a good thing Wheels showed up to prevent Leaf from trying to like do any samurai stuff. Leaf really tried to samurai there. And the good part about this is they all have 0 bravery. They no longer have any win conditions now. They're all cornered. Ace just pretty much... Oh, here's a bad thing that I did. He got hit by Fang and Claw. What am I doing trying to hyperdrive his corpse? Again, very bad decisions overall. Never just see someone just get hit like that and try to go and HP them on their wake up. They will never get hit by that. Especially if you're a shoot. I go in, try to HP regen. I started at like 500 health. I regen my way all the way back up. Land a nice hyperdrive versus Leaf. Slowly making it back. I'm just ducking and weaving. I really shouldn't have done that. But there wasn't really a way that they could punish me in a way that would cause them to win. At least not from that range. I noticed that I could probably kill like Ace here, but I didn't mention it to Wheels at all. So he just stole the kill by like doing 0 form laser. I don't know if he did that by accident or if he just didn't pay attention to my Brave, but at the end of the day, Ace and Cloud of Darkness both have like super low health. Leaf at this point is the only person who can potentially kill anybody. I end up killing Cloud of Darkness because of that hyperdrive. Again, hyperdrive is just very good at catching people off guard. It's probably the best wave attack to catch people off guard with. I just start throwing explosions here because I notice that they can summon. And I really don't want them to. I want to just grind Brave off of them. I get another kill here. Unfortunately, it didn't really prevent him from getting that kill. But it was a good trade. Now we're back to the poking game. We have literally 13 seconds left to end this match. They noticed this. I'm kind of just throwing Firagas at them, trying to hope that they... I kind of planned on that Firaga hitting her, but unfortunately it hit her a bit too late. Alright. So I'm going to stop this right here. You see this 56? I looked at this. I saw that it was at 56. And I thought, hey, we should probably run away. Because I actually didn't process that this 56 actually meant microseconds and that this was going to end at any point in time. So you're going to see what happens here. I throw a Heartless Angel to just basically create a wall so that they can't get a kill off of this. I basically get Leaf. And we're pretty much free to just run away. We have this whole space right here to run away. Because they're all cornered over there. But unfortunately, because we chose to run away, there was literally nothing we can do about this situation right here where time up just happens. Unfortunately, in this beta, they don't compare your scores like they did in the closed beta, so we have no idea who actually won here. But I'm going to assume that it was me, because if I remember correctly, 7th had like 3rd place in terms of score, and Wheels had like 5th. So taking that into account, that probably means that these guys didn't really have too high of a score either. So we probably won that, but I would never know. But it could have totally been a completely different situation had I not wasted my Heartless Angel on running away. Alright. Next match. Now we're truly halfway through. This is another match versus this team that we fought on Cornelia earlier. Start out the round with Meteor because they're on high ground. There's no point in just... Basically, it would be in front of them no matter what. Just being a nuisance. So I decided to just throw that out. Because we're on such a large stage, I just want to throw obstacles out and make sure that nobody can go in for free. Nothing too crazy going on right now here. Just a bunch of whiffing, a bunch of poking. I end up getting hit by cannon laser. That was a pretty bad hit. We end up losing the core because I got hit by that cannon laser. Had I just like stepped to the left instead, we could have been in a prime position to like actually contest that core. Unfortunately, we couldn't really contest it too much. Overall, we're back to this battle. Our backs are to the wall. So I noticed that and I'm just like, hey guys, let's dash over here. Wheels is kind of... So I noticed him off to the side. I'm not entirely sure what he was doing over here, but I think he was 1v1ing the Garland. The enemy team ends up noticing that he's just over here all by himself. So they start going in on him. Or they tried to. So it was a good idea for Wheels to just back off. I threw out that hyperdrive as a deterrent. But once again, because they did that, we kind of lost the core. They got a free summon. Overall, we're just trying to like not get ourselves killed here. I realized that there's nothing keeping them from just dashing in and going crazy, so I just decided to throw stuff out. Unfortunately, 7th got killed, but there was no way we could have prevented that. Summons kind of just like enable you to do whatever you want. Kind of in a bad position. 7th just got hit after he like revived himself. So I noticed that, you know, everything's going on over here. But I unfortunately started my Heartless Angel way too soon. I just needed to dash in just a little bit more. And I would have gotten like a full Heartless Angel. But unfortunately, this is what ended up happening. I put myself out of the fight. Ace noticed that I whiffed Heartless Angel, hit me, got free Brave. And now all this stuff's happening. 7th got hit. And then I go in to put myself in a bad situation where I'm right in front of the wall. Once again, I did another panic hyperdrive. It's probably like the 10th one you've seen me do. At the very least, I noticed that Ace is just going to go rifle me, and I just decided to dash away. But unfortunately, I didn't notice at that time. End of the game. I could have totally escaped that, but I was too busy noticing everything else around me. All right, but which one was that one? Oh, that one was 8, I think. Yeah, that was 8. Let's go to 9. Once again, we're fighting Jonah's team. Alright. Start of the match, I throw out a meteor. Again, it's guaranteed to be in front of them at that starting position, so start running my game, making sure that they can't just go in. Doing a pretty good job of that. We noticed that Jonah tried to go in, so we got him both 7th and Wheels kind of started going in on Jonah after that. So I tried my best to keep everybody else away. Good thing for me, they tried to go save Jonah, so I went to get the core. And basically, I just got a whole core for free from that whole situation. I get a nice double hit, which means that we're free to just do whatever we want to this Ace. I tried to set up this Garland. I tried to set up Garland right here, but here's a big communication error that I made. I didn't say anything when I saw this Garland. I was like, hey, maybe they're gonna react to me hitting them with this. No, that didn't happen. Cause you see, I thought because they were all right next to him, right, that they would see this, but they didn't. I really should have just said something like, hey, I'm gonna pin Garland down, someone take this. So I tried in a desperate attempt to kill that Garland with my hyperdrive. Didn't happen. I try to interrupt Garland with another desperate hyperdrive. Good thing I didn't get hit by myself here, because that was a pretty bad hyperdrive. Again, I just tried way too hard to hit him, and ended up getting punished myself. Here's another bad thing I did. I tried to force this summon while 7th here. He's all the way over here, just getting hit. That was probably the worst, the worst summon out of the whole weekend that I tried to pull. We got it off, but unfortunately, I'm quite an idiot, and I didn't notice that Julian was already charging his fire rifle. So, I thought that, Furt would have just, had me evade, anything that he did. But he held it down for a while and was just able to kill me. Wheels died, and now that was also a terrible Heartless Angel. I kind of expected, to be able to evade anything that Kane did at that point, but, as you can see, Kane's vertical range is very strong. He just had to jump once, and he didn't even have to do a whole jump to, just neutral brave me out of the air. I get off a good Mighty Strike. I tried to combo off of that, but that was kind of a poor decision because I only had 330 bravery. I ended up hitting Julian though, so overall, so here's another thing. I tried to go in on Julian as he was down from my HP attack. Though that time I didn't do it in the worst way possible. I actually tried to Thundaga him. Though unfortunately his cards ended up interrupting me anyway, so. I end up evading Jonah by just fast falling to the ground. A whole lot of basic stuff happens. I ended up getting that kill in the most fraudulent way possible. I have no idea how he got hit by that. I'm assuming that basically Julian was so afraid of 7th, but I don't know, man. That was kind of weird. And again, here's my bad habit. This is what I was talking about. So I hyperdrive once to get a big hit, and then I tend to hyperdrive a second time so that I can get my brave back as fast as possible. But that's kind of not a very good idea. This is where that bad habit comes into play. And to be honest, it's not a very good strategy. It should be something you do very rarely. Overall, just a whole lot of... We just started trying our best to end this match as fast as possible. I end up getting the kill on Garland. That was pretty much an inescapable situation for Garland because 7th already started his jump 3. So in the end, we got that, despite all of the bad choices that I made, or the bad decisions that I made. But again, just because we won that doesn't mean that was a very well-deserved win, you know? Alright. Another match versus these guys. So this is a very interesting thing that happens. So, as you'll see, the core spawned below me instead of in front of me. This is because the fake core is designed to spawn a a certain direction in front of you. So if like there's an elevation change, then it just spawns it at like the elevation that it can possibly spawn at. So in this case, it was just right below me for some reason. Mostly because I was probably just like so off the cliff that it had nowhere else to go. So that's a trick that you could potentially use to just get things on the ground or up high real quick. Again, over here, I actually successfully got like cores out on the ground. So now I'm able to just like throw a bunch of stuff in between all these obstacles. Throwing out a bunch of ultimas. Making sure that people have to commit in order to do anything they want to do. At this point, I have a whole lot of Brave stored up. And then I lost it all because I held down that Blizzaga. I got a little greedy. I should just immediately used it and did block. Because like everybody was around me at that point. Unfortunately, because I was a little greedy, we lost that core completely. So here I am trying to make up for it by trying to take that Ultimisha out of the fight so that she doesn't kill anybody. But I end up feeding her a little bit more bravery. At the very least, I didn't get hit. So I'm still in the fight. I managed to get her away from killing Brave. But she still is able to kill 7th, so... I get a couple of good hits in. Again, this is a very terrible hyperdrive. Don't do this in the middle of a bunch of like elevated terrain. It's just gonna get blocked by the terrain. Don't ever do it. It's not a very good decision. We managed to get quite a bit of that core, but we're still behind in terms of summoning. Luckily, they don't really... I tried to Heartless Angel so that they wouldn't get a very good opportunity to summon. We're doing a very good job at keeping them away, but then Garland got that good hit on me. Overall, we're just trying our best to keep them from summoning as long as possible so that we could catch up. Unfortunately, 7th got hit there because he was too busy trying to analyze everything that was going on at the moment. So a very good thing happens. Freaking Wheels gets off a nice HP hit because they tried to summon there. We're basically putting so much pressure on them at this point. We kind of don't care about the core because if we go after it, then they get a free summon basically, and they delete the core if they summon. So. And now, we can basically score a free summon, and we get it. We beat them to it. It was a very rough mountain to climb, mostly because I messed up and was greedy at the start of the round. We end up running it back here. I tried to combo for Ramu again. Kind of was way too late to do that. Again, another really poor hyperdrive. I was basically being very desperate. I should have just done anything. Like, I probably should have just did Firaga, to be honest. was very good. I caught lightning with my Heartless Angel, and I managed to combo right off of Ramu for the kill. They're down one stock. They do have their summon up. They do have their summon up, so at the very least, I was able to we were able to recollect ourselves and run it back from the terrible situation I put us in. It basically showcased what I was talking about in terms of if you make, it doesn't, if you make some really bad mistakes, it's not the end of the world, but it's kind of hard climbing out of that hole. So here we're versus a team with Julian in it. This is a match from Saturday, so I believe this is Klein in 7th. I'm just over here trying my best to make sure that Beta Dude doesn't go crazy at Tidus. I managed to hit him with a hyperdrive, but I give the ace basically free Brave because I did that hyperdrive. Definitely was not the best thing to do. Everything's just basically going nuts right now. I'm trying to make sense of it in the moment. Seventh got a really good HP attack. I got a nice hyperdrive off. Overall, it's going really well right now. Not too much to say. I somehow get the kill off on the Tidus, which is very strange, because I have no idea. I guess he just put himself inside the range of my hyperdrive because it was going nowhere near him at all. But hey, sometimes a hyperdrive like that is pretty necessary, just to dissuade people from going too ham. As you can see, this is probably the match where you realize, oh hey, this is where he got that bad habit from, because he's just landing 50 million hyperdrives. And I ended up Heartless Angeling pretty much their whole team. Again, things are going pretty well right now. Though I tried to force a summon. This is where the match starts going downhill. They knocked me down. Klein continued to try to summon after that. He got killed for it. We're down to one stock. We can't really afford that anymore. And basically, they're about to steal away the summon from us. Whew. It's not always a good idea to summon immediately when you have your summon gauge like that. I managed to get that kill there, but for the most part, yeah. As you can see, just because of this, just because I got the kill, it doesn't mean that it's over, because they still have their summon out. And overall, I just keep getting hit by these spiral cuts. I tried to actually hyperdrive that one so that he could get hit on his way down, but I was way too slow. Like, he had already started up before I could do it, so that was a very bad idea. I should have just dashed away. And then I invuled through Diamond Dust, but I kind of expected it to not be, like, not still have the hitbox there. So I dashed away, and I noticed that, hey, he's about to fire rifle. So I go for a hyperdrive, right? But immediately when you start doing an attack, you lose all of your invuln. So unfortunately, I got hit by Diamond Dust, and he got the, like, game-winning kill. I should have just stepped away a little bit more, like walked away, and then did like a Firaga or a Blizzaga. Probably a Blizzaga because that's way faster. And we probably would have been able to take that match back, but unfortunately I did what I did. Just remember that summon hitboxes are way bigger than you think they are, for the most part. Here's a match with Cross and Klain. This is versus Jag's team. Not entirely sure. I don't even remember highlighting this match, unfortunately. We'll see what happens here. Alex D, don't hate on the PS4 HUD. So anyway, again, shoot things are happening. It's the start of the round, not much is going on. I'm just setting everything up. That was kind of a bad ultima. So what at this point, I kind of thought I was still on the ground. Because after that, I just did Blizzaga and stepped away. But for whatever reason, I guess the elevation changed, and I ended up being in the air. So I thought I had a Fate Core. Because Ultima and Fate Core share the same input. It's just what happens when you're in the air. So I was slightly in the air at this point, and when I recognized that, I just started doing stuff that is possible in the air. Good thing for us, Jag ended up rushing down Klain, so we were able to steal the core right from under their noses. I threw out the hyperdrive to prevent that Garland from, like, gaining bravery from that situation that Cross put himself in. Got a nice break on Garland for trying to tsunami. And now we're just right here in the middle of trying our best to land a very big hit. I started to get a little greedy at this point. It pays off, but again, I kind of just dashed into two people, like right in their faces, and did that. That's probably, it's really just not a thing that you should be doing at all as a shoot character. But it paid off there. Mostly because they probably didn't really know how to punish me for that at this point. So I have like Heartless Angel, and I kind of panicked there. So I could have just did a full one right here, but I expected the Garland. When I saw him do chain cast, I actually thought it was going to hit me. So I just released it. So that was a very unoptimal thing for me to do. That was simply because I didn't notice. I like thought the hitbox was bigger than it was. They get a very nice team combo on me, off me, and like drop me down to basically no bravery. Next hit is basically break. I try my best to prevent the summon from happening. Unfortunately, couldn't really stop it. So over this course, I'm just kind of trying to prevent them from doing anything. So I try to just hyperdrive a lot. But again, that's a really bad idea, especially when they're all right next to you. So overall, just a whole lot of bad hyperdrive decisions to be made here. They got a good break on me because they actually attacked me during Ifrit's hit. And then Cross over here kind of neglects. He doesn't see Bart's. So he's dashing around, doesn't see Bart's, gets hit by Samurai. I think I told him after this match, like, hey, you could have just, like, fast fall and just, like, evaded Samurai entirely. Because that's exactly what he could have done. I thought he was gonna evade Samurai, so I didn't do anything about it. But you know, sometimes you just have to protect people. Or at least try. So with that said, I think I'm starting to get a little redundant now. Because I made a lot of the same mistakes. At this point, I think I can start doing something else. So I think we're gonna start. Does anybody want me to go over anyone else's matches? I know Cherub asked me, so I think I might do Cherub first and see what happens from there. Is Cherub still in the stream, by the way? I'll just wait for a response. Oh, okay. So I guess I'm going to start with you then, and see what happens if anybody else wants to, like, link me some things to, like, go over. Alright, so I'm going to start with this. Alright. So round start. You throw out a lance. That's actually a very nice decision because at that point they aren't really in a good position to evade that. Alex Z got hit by it too. Though here's the thing. So, alright, so you see Knight's Axe, right? Knight's Axe is very good, but you see what's going on right here? So you threw out Knight's Axe. When as a shoot character, your main point is to control like what people do by like making sure you throw attacks in the direction they want to go. But you see, your Kuja is over here, all the way in this direction. Your zone of like, you know, control is like right here-ish, and kind of ends like right here. I'm not sure if you can see my mouse cursor or not, but it ends like right here. So your Kuja is like straight up outside of that. So at that point, you're kind of like defecting, or rather wasting your time trying to attack Kane over there. And then you just did it again. That was a good axe. But for the most part, you want to. So when you throw an axe, right? So for the most part, as a shoot character, and I think you guys were like seeing me do this a bunch too. But as a shoot character, you can, because you're throwing out an attack, your main goal is to just make sure that your attack is there, being a preventative tool. So after you throw out your attack, it's actually pretty much optimal to just walk off and see what's going on over on the other side, or just like like instead of looking at the people you're throwing your attack at, you want to look everywhere else, because you know where your attack's going to be. The point of your attack is not really always to hit, it's to just deter. It's to keep people from going anywhere. So you want to always just be looking out, trying to plan out for the next attack and stuff like that. Overall, you're doing pretty well at zoning right now. I don't know what that shockwave pulsar was, though. I think you just misinput. Maybe you just panicked and did it. Alright, now you notice that you have 3k bravery and you try to go in just to land on an HP attack. It works, but for the most part, you don't really... So Shockwave Pulsar with Ultimecia, it's kind of like holy in a sense, in that you can be like kind of offensive with it, but it's not a very optimal decision to make. You kind of want to wait for people to try to go after you. And for the most part, so I saw you, I see that you're trying to throw out axe right here, right? But again, it's kind of your axe's range doesn't really allow for it to go too far. So what you really wanted to do here was, instead of throwing this axe right here, you probably should have dashed forward to more towards this rock, and like after that rock, that's when you should have started throwing your axes, because everyone's going over here. There's no point for LXD to be. There's like no point for LXD to even be hit by it, because everything's happening over here. There's a core over there. Your team was just straight up pulling everybody's attention away from you. So good stuff so far. I think you thought you were on the ground, so you did Nike's axe in the air. That's a mistake that happens to me sometimes too. Just weird elevation problems. Getting some good hits on that wall. Should probably focus a little bit more on the Ultimecia though. That was actually a very good shockwave pulsar. It didn't hit anybody, but it kind of prevented people from going in and trying to kill you. So far, you're doing really well with shockwave pulsar and using it as a defensive tool to make sure people don't go in on your team. Oof. Very good. You basically made LXD waste his time just trying to go in on you, and which made sure that he couldn't actually save his ally from Dan's attack. I think that's Dan. Actually, that's probably Ire from Ire's attack. Unfortunately, you like threw out his swords over here. Um, so swords, while it's a very good attack, you kind of threw it out like in a range where it wouldn't hit anybody. It wouldn't even hit the person you're targeting because they're like right behind that rock over there. And not only that, but they're straight up just out of range. So now you're just kind of going in. You're really just trying to hit people because I think you really have that like sort of bloodlust right now at this point of the match. But this kind of costed you because you ended up getting hit by this great attractor. Though I feel like you actually could have dodged this, but you decided to dash away. So I have no idea what was going on there. That was kind of like a weird conflicting idea because you wanted to kill somebody, but then you dashed away. I don't know. Maybe you were just a little bit confused during the moment. Your team's just kind of pulling the fight away from you, unfortunately. You do manage to score a kill, though. But for the most part, everyone's just being pulled away from you because your team is, like, not even being anywhere near you. For the most part, when you have Shockwave Pulsar, it's a very good idea to just travel with someone. Just be across the screen with somebody in mind. At this point, it would probably be a very good idea to just like, go up to where Dan is and just start like following him because he's getting a lot of hits and stuff like that. You kind of don't want him losing all of his bravery. He ends up winning the match anyway, but yeah, you didn't realize the great attractor being there. That makes sense. Yeah, so like I said, Cherub, Shockwave Pulsar is really like a defensive move. You don't want to just go in. You want to travel with people. And for the most part, if they have someone in hit stun and you can kill them, that's when you go for it. Or like you have more brave than they do, that's when you go for it. But if you're trying to like just go in and like hit it, that's basically asking to be punished. Oh, that's a good axe. That was a nice axe that you did there. You popped the Garland's flare and managed to punish him as well. He could have blocked, but you still basically were just going to knock him away. It was only a bit of a plus that you got some extra damage in. Overall, nothing too crazy going on. Again, I think you'd do a whole lot better if you just like if you like designated someone to follow and just did that. Because you're kind of just like over here, right? Ire just kind of like left you. Like she was right next to you for like quite a while and then she's like, nah, see ya. You guys kind of just forgot about X-Death over here. You got hit by, let's see, Garland? I think you got hit by Garland, actually. And then Ire is getting hit by X-Death. Overall, just some awareness mistakes. You are crazy. You're just going up to a Garland and hitting Shockwave Pulsar? That shouldn't have hit. That was a really bad move. You could have potentially just like lost all of your bravery right there. Like the time he teched, he could just hit circle. Like saw you like right next to him and be like, hey, like die. You would have lost like practically 1,000 brave because you had like 3.6k. That wasn't a very good choice to axe right there. You probably should have just threw your lance, to be honest. You ended up giving like the Garland more time to punish you out. One thing I noticed from you is that you really just never block. Like you never hold the guard button ever. All right. Oh, I see. You tried to lance there. That makes sense. Hmm. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out why it was like stuttering. I guess it started lagging with you guys. Someone's Wi-Fi acting up, I guess. You're doing a very good job at running away, at least. You're gonna get hit by this diamond dust, though. There's like no way you get. Oh, never mind. They could just hit you out. Uh-oh. Yeah, you totally could have died right there, but someone hit you out. Someone saved you. All right. Overall, it doesn't seem. Again, you kind of just don't like blocking at all. Um, and like especially at that point, like right there, you could have benefited from just blocking. That was probably the best idea you could have done. But you kind of stepped and I think you tried to you tried to like throw something out. I'm not sure what it was. It looked like maybe a knight's arrows. Now I think you see that you could kill someone and you're just trying to like. Oh, I see. You're trying to summon now? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Again, I don't even know like what your commentary or like what your cooperation was like. So I have no. This just seemed like somebody told you to summon, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing and summon, which was a good idea because you got it off. But yeah, that wasn't a very. It didn't really make sense just watching it without knowing what you guys were talking about. All right, well this person's dead. Yeah. So yeah, that was a pretty confusing match. I don't. They actually could have prevented you from summoning too. Like, let's go back real quick to before that happened. So, see, their Shantoto, they could have totally just prevented Ire from doing like that. But, I have no idea what they did. Because they were like off screen. They could have just totally straight up hit Ire a lot. In fact, that Shantoto could just ran up and retributioned her for trying to summon. Now, I'm assuming that's what happened. Because I see retribution. And Ire dodged. Should have just ended up being closer to her though, because that was practically free. Especially when her X-Death was just like basically on his way to Ire. Ire could have just gotten comboed there and died, like straight up. But that didn't happen. You would get that was like pretty much lucky on your part. Oh, oops, 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 oops. Who added me? Oh, never mind. Okay, so let's see, you had another one, right? Okay, so I guess you solo queued for this? I didn't think you'd solo queue at all. Also, I guess you got up to Goldie because I thought you were like bronze or you like started a new account or something. This is a pretty weird team, but alright. So round start. Start. You lance. Nothing too crazy right now. That was a good axe. That was actually a really good decision. You disrupted Kefka's basically getting more bravery. He still landed his attack though. It's weird. It's pretty sick though. I guess Kefka's Blizzaga just straight up beats your axe. So when you lance like this, right? When you start throwing, or rather, I guess this is arrows, right? So when you throw arrows like this, you want to make sure that attacks like this are like in an area that can actually disrupt people, because you threw these like arrows like right here. There's the only person who's gonna get hit by that is Kefka, and he had like so much range to just dance around it. So really, you didn't. It kind of disrupted him. At the same time, it really didn't do anything to his game plan. What you should have done was you should have just like locked on to this cloud of darkness over here and then threw it at her. Right, overall, everything's going okay so far. You probably could have landed a nice shockwave pulsar here if you like just like took note of it instead of like going for lances. Didn't really need to throw out another one after the first one. The reason I say you didn't really need to throw out another one after the first one, as you see this, the first one you did kind of like made him have to commit to like just dashing away. So that second one, he was already stepping. I don't know if you just like looked at the mini map while you were doing the second one or what, but like you could have totally just like dashed forward and then shockwave pulsar. That would have been like a nice chunk of damage to that Kefka. See what it is. That was unfortunate. I guess you're just trying to figure out what like Lance's angle was, because that wouldn't have hit him even if Cloud of Darkness didn't hit. Oh, you see, I guess here is where that habit formed from, huh? You just start going in like a crazy person and trying to shockwave pulsar people you can kill. See, you hit. Don't want to be doing that. That shockwave pulsar was basically one of my panic hyperdrives that I like to do. Um, like that shockwave pulsar had like no purpose. Like, see right here, you're in the middle of like nowhere. No one's gonna get hit by it. I guess that Kuja wasn't really looking at you, but he really shouldn't have got hit by that. That wasn't a very good shockwave pulsar at all, but hey, he got him. Overall, you're actually doing really well here. This is a very good strat. So you see how you're like basically pacing around the core, right? Because you're throwing out like Lance, your Lance actually goes through the core, and you actually take a core hit like that. So I don't know if you intended to do that, but that's actually a very good strategy for taking the core, because you like not only do you deal with people, like deal damage to people, but you also take like a bit of the core as well. So that was actually very good. You didn't hit him, but I think you came really close to just roll back. So and that was a very nonsense like shockwave pulsar, but I guess that Cloud of Darkness just wanted to. That Cloud of Darkness was locked onto you too. I have no idea why that hit. She was just being bad. Totally shouldn't have hit though. um. Hold up. Okay, sorry about that. Back to this. Um. All right. So, why was your summon? Okay, you got. I guess you just completely neglected the people summoning. I guess they didn't really tell you to summon to. Oh wait, no. Yeah, the Cloud of Darkness did. But well, you couldn't really understand it. I'm assuming. She was basically just telling you to summon, but I don't think you noticed. That was a good shockwave pulsar for the most part, but it actually kind of got you broken as well. So It was fine though, because the Kuja couldn't really confirm into anything, despite breaking you. Now you're just harassing the Kuja. It's a very good idea. I guess you get the kill off here? No. Aw, that Kane is a jerk. He didn't even like drop his combo for you. That actually would have hit, probably. Actually, no, I think you like went in the wrong direction. When you move during Shockwave Pulsar, you want to move toward the enemy. You don't want to move away. I think that actually should have hit. Jeez, you're trying so hard to land that. Got your kill stolen by your Kane. Alright, I'm going to skip this one and go towards the Pandemonium one. Because I watched your like stuff during work, and I think this one has a lot more stuff to talk about than that one did. Alright, so you just kind of ran into Shadow Flare right here. I don't know if you knew it was Shadow Flare or not, but I'm assuming that you just didn't. Because you just like dashed into it and stayed into it while trying to attack. Maybe you weren't looking at it. Those are some pretty nice lances. Right, you notice this. You notice the ace just trying to go ham. You stopped him. Oof. That was pretty unfortunate. He didn't really notice the Gungnir happening there. Oh no. So this is what I was talking about. So this match, you actually go too crazy with this. You like tried doing like everything to land the Shockwave Pulsar after. It was pretty ridiculous. Like, see, you're trying super hard to land it. And while you did, that was kind of, oh my gosh, that was so bad. That's kind of a thing that you needed to work on, or you need to work on. Unfortunately, because you were, again, like after you hit someone with an attack that, you know, that is just doing this, you don't have to look at them at all. There's no point. Like, you're just watching them take damage. What you can do is you could just spend time looking elsewhere, because they're not going to fall out of your attack. Like, they're not. That's not going to happen. So you can use this time that you have locked onto someone to just like lock off and look at somebody else. Which, if you did that, you probably would have prevented yourself from getting killed by this ace, or like getting hit anyway, you know? Give you Apocalypse. What, so you can like do what I do with Hyperdrive and just like do a bunch of nonsense apocalypses that don't hit? Oh jeez. You're just getting like murked by these Gungners. Oh my gosh, dude, that guy could have just reacted to you and like did literally any. He could have done anything. Ace could have just did cannonball. Like there. Okay, so the reason I say this is because ulti doesn't really have anything besides maybe Lance that, or like dash Lance, right? She doesn't have anything that can hit Ace fat as like very fast at that point. So he could have just mashed cannonball and he could have just hit you out. I don't know why he just chose the block. There's nobody near you either. Like you ended up winning that one, but that was kind of for the most part that was just like a bunch of bad decisions that ended up working anyway because the opponent didn't really know how to deal with it. Yeah, maybe he maybe he just like didn't know or like mistook you for someone else, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, that's gonna be the last one I do. Sorry. Kind of have to go get lunch. Oops. So that's it for the stream, at least for now. It was a pleasure doing this. I feel like it kind of helped me with like talking and whatnot. Though I did end up being silent for like a lot of it anyway. So, oh, thanks, Cherub. Like I kind of tried to be insightful, but so thanks for watching, guys. I'll try to maybe do more in the future. But until then, see ya. Thanks for watching.